Good evening, everybody, and I hope you're having an awesome day. And if you're in the night time like I am, I hope it's been a very good night for you. I'm Tania Shipman from Simple Solutions Today and Business Automation 101, and this is Late Night with Tania. This is where I just talk about what's been interesting, what's been happening, and exciting things that I'm aware of. One of the really exciting things that I'm seeing a lot of lately is people talking about ethics and quality and value in what we do with our information online. Hey Larry, nice to see you join in. For a long time, there was a code of silence, if you want to call it that if somebody was acting, hi Waka, nice to see you, and hi Eric, nice to see you join in as well. There was almost a code of silence that if somebody had ripped people off, had put out a bad product, had just been underhanded in what they did, it was covered up, or they had friends who supported them who would say, no, there's nothing wrong, it's just it's just your belief and everything else like that. It's really good to be seeing more and more people saying, this is a bad product, I'm not going to promote it, this is why I'm not promoting it, or why this is a bad product. Now, there's a difference between two people putting out the same product or a similar product at the same time and trying to put one or the other down. That's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm talking about is when people know that the product is really crap. There's no other word for it. That they're aware that people who buy this who don't know what they're getting will believe that the money that they spend will get them a high quality product. And it's being called out and it's being talked about, and it's really good to see, because having ethics and integrity should be a part of your business. If you're running a business, you try as much as possible to do what you say you will do and provide what you say you'll provide and give the quality that you say you're giving. Mistakes happen. I'm not talking about the, oops, I forgot to turn on the website, the link is not working, those sort of mistakes. It's when you know that the product or the quality of what you're getting really hasn't been tested. And it often comes in that, you know, this is a process that we've tested extensively over 6 months, and you can't find any proof of anything more than a week or two old, when software has been told that it's been, again, beta tested and trialed, and, you know, private groups have used it and nobody's heard of it beforehand. As a business owner, you have to be able to say, hi Waka, as a business owner, you have to be able to say, I stand behind my products and what I provide. I have worked hard on this. It should do this. Things go wrong. I know people who have worked really hard on a Facebook software, and a week after they put it out, done the launch, done whatever they've done, Facebook changes the terms of service, and something that was totally legal this week, next week is not. That's something that's beyond your control. But when you know it doesn't work before you even start selling it, well then it's fraud. It's flat out fraud. We sell dreams. People who are online sell dreams. We sell hope. We sell options. We sell possibilities. You know, if I've just recently done my Google Voice typing. Now, if you've bought that and never even opened up the PDF or tried to go into Chrome and use Google Docs or anything else like that, I've still given you something that you can use. You've just chosen not to. But if you were to go in and find out that the book that I wrote was talking about, I don't know, Vegemite, Australian food. Most people hate it, but we all love it. Instead of Google Voice typing, well then, yes, I would have committed a fraud, and you have every right to ask for a refund. But when you sell a product and know that there's nothing in it or it can't work, it's really poor business practice, because the only thing your business has that you can't replace is usually your reputation. You can even replace yourself usually. But if you get a reputation that you're a bad seller, that you're not keeping your word, that you sell shoddy products, there's sayings out there that, you know, you can lose your reputation in a day and it can take you years to get it back. Well, that's the truth. There are people who I know are quite highly respected by my peers, and by people I respect, but I would never buy from them because I've had a bad experience with them. And it would take me having to buy their products and trust that it would be good from now on for me to redevelop that trust. So, as I said, it's been really good to see more and more people saying this is a bad product, but being able to back it up by the fact that it doesn't do what it says, or it can't do what it's claiming. Not just, well, you know, Tania put out a new product, so we'll trash the other guys so that they don't do well. That is also unethical. Each product can be totally different or very similar. It doesn't really matter, and doesn't matter who bought it out first. It comes down to behaving ethically in your business and being aware of your future of your business. You can't get back something you lose. You can't get back time when you've wasted it and lost it. And if you've thrown away your reputation because you can think you can make a few dollars now, people get to know. People get to know the people that you don't trust, the people that you won't promote, the people that you won't help, that you won't JV with, that you won't email about, and it grows and people know. And, you know, but it's now being talked about more openly. And the cone of silence that used to exist, that you couldn't talk bad about somebody's product because then you would get jumped on by other people, is starting to change, and that's a good thing for what we do. It comes down to, hey, look, I made a mistake with that, admitting it and refunding or offering something else or doing. But when you're selling something that you honestly know has not been tested, has not been checked, is not working the way that you said it would be working, you shouldn't be doing it. Now, I don't think anybody who watches this does this, but you really have to be, if you're a buyer of products, if you buy the latest of everything that comes out, you need to start being a bit discerning. You need to start looking at, what am I buying? Is it valuable? Do I need it right now? Is it an essential part of my business? Hi, Chowdhury. I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm very well, thank you, and thank you for asking. If you've got a business, use what you have, and I say that in many of my videos. If you can upgrade, if you can buy something that you absolutely need and you can't get from anywhere else, then that's an investment. But if you're just buying the latest because it's the latest, and you haven't even used the last or the one before that, or even the one before that, you just have a whole heap of information products and software on your computer that you've never ever used or never even logged into. From a business perspective, you have to stop doing that. And many of the trainings I've attended and coaching that I've done has gone, stop buying stuff unless you can say, do I really, really need it? Some of it you can justify, so you buy it. And then if you do, you buy the best value that you can get for the money that you have available. But you have to be thinking of your business future. If you're just buying products and never using them, if you've got stuff on your hard drive that you've never looked at, you're not running a business, you're having a hobby. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But if you want to run a business, you have to be always looking at, if I spend money now, is it A, going to save me money right now? Is it B, going to possibly save me money in the near future? Or C, it's a long-term investment because at this point in my life, I can get it cheaper now, but I won't need it for 2 months. And 2 months should be the longest you hold out, because in 2 months' time, there could be a new software around that does the same thing that you've just bought, but better with more features for cheaper. Think about, do you really need it? And I do this not only with software and information products, I do this when I'm out shopping. Do I really need whatever it is right now? And unless I can go, yes, if I can't live if I don't have it, I leave it. And it might take me 2 or 3 times before I decide I will buy it. But the majority of time I get home and go, I'm really glad I didn't spend my money on that because I didn't need it. Occasionally I've had to actually get in the car and go back and get something because I really did. But Tony, no one is accountable anymore like they used to be. Actually, I think it's the other way around, Tony. I think more people are accountable now. In the past, there was lots of stories that got told privately, got told in private groups, but it was never put out publicly. I think it's happening more and more. People who are putting out bad products are getting caught. Of course, people get caught. You know, whenever I would look at a product, I would always go and look for bad reviews. I would look for good reviews. And with the good reviews, I'd look to see, are they all from the same similar person or the same wording? But it's not only their reputation, it's also your reputation. If you get a reputation that you'll buy anything, it sort of is saying that you really don't know what you're doing. So turn it around that way. Rather than their reputation, think about your reputation and, is this thing necessary for what I need? Is this thing necessary for my business? There are some people who put out incredibly quality products, and in the past I've bought everything they've done, and there are some that I still buy everything they've done. But now what I'm looking at, does it fit into my business right now? And if it doesn't, I might wait. And that might mean later on I have to pay a bit more. But I don't know about you, but I've found products that I've been paying monthly for, you know, a few dollars, but I've been paying monthly for, and I've never even used the software. That's a waste of money, and that's something that you don't need if you're not using it. You've gone to log into something and you can't even find the password. Your business is your business. If you want to waste money on buying things that you already have, you can. But one of the reasons products like Windows has been so successful is that people can have it on their computer for years, decades in some cases, and it still works. There was no need to make a change until it came. Okay, Tony, well, maybe I'll give you a message after this and just find out why. I'm not saying you're saying near enough is good enough now. I'm totally in favour of that. I put out products that are good enough rather than perfection, because we have to get things done. But I'll give you a message afterwards and just see how everything's going with you. This is more about being able to say and see people saying these are bad products, don't buy them. And I'm really proud of people who are doing that, because they're calling out something that is not a quality product, that they can't recommend. Doesn't matter whether it's a friend or not. And in many cases it is, in many cases it's not. But being able to turn around and say, I can't recommend this product is really, really important. And whether you're doing it in private groups or whether you're doing it in other places or whether you're doing it on Facebook Live, but being able to say, Tania's brought out a product and it's, Brian, you're true. It is hard to tell someone that their product sucks. There's a difference between a product sucks in that you don't think it's very good for whatever reason, and those products that are actually in effect fraudulent. They're not going to provide what they're saying in the sales copy. You know, they're the ones that I'm talking about. There are some really enormously great products out there. There are some that you sort of think, yeah. But the ones I've been talking about are the ones where they have hyped it up and said this farts rainbows, if you want to go that way. It's, you know, but when people start actually looking at it, it doesn't do what it says it does. That's the products that I'm talking about, and they're the products that I'm seeing called out. It's important that more and more people do that, because you can have a bad product. We've all failed. We've all had a product that didn't do well. There's a difference. It can be for whatever reason. It was at the wrong time. Somebody else brought out another product similar and it just went viral. It can be that you didn't get enough JVs on board. You didn't do a good sales page. We've all failed. Everybody who's online, and anybody who says they've never had a failed product, well, I don't know anybody. So introduce yourself. It'd be nice to meet somebody who's managed to do that. And when I say failed, it means that, you know, you might expect to sell 100 and you sold 10. You might expect to sell 10 and you sold none, whatever it might be. But we've all had not so great products. But then what I'm talking about the products that are deliberately not checked and not working and not going to give quality to your customers and to the people that you email and recommend. So it might have seemed like this one was a little bit of a downer talking about these sorts of things, but for me it was, I'm really proud of the people who are speaking up, and I'm proud of the people who are asking questions, and I'm proud that we are actually showing and asking these questions. Shining a light should never be something that you can't do. Shining a light. Yes, exactly. Info products do. I am about to send out an email because something has changed with my Facebook Live traffic automation. So I have to let people know that part of what I wrote is not going to apply anymore because terms of service changed for one of the products within it. That's something that you do when things change, but a lot of people don't. It's not so much information products where these come from. It usually is software, but it can be processes and systems that promise the world, and when you follow it, they don't. Take everything with a grain of salt. Don't hesitate to ask for a refund. Don't let your own laziness from, I don't want to become known as a serial refunder. And that's something that they sometimes depend upon. It's your business, so you have to run it yourself. But be aware of your skills and your experience and your knowledge. So do you really need another whatever it might be? If you've already got a video editor, why do you need a second or a third or a fourth? Especially if you're not even using the first one yet. And when I talk video editors, it could be anything to do with images. It can be an information product. I'm not picking out on anything at all at the moment. I'm just seeing comments by people on timelines in Facebook groups saying this product is not too good. I don't recommend it. And I wanted to just commend the people who are doing that. The ones who have got early access and have said this is not a good product. And let us all know so that we don't spend money on something that is not recommended. However, you may have also got early access and think it's awesome. So say that as well. So each person's idea and thoughts of something can be different to another person's. Choices. It comes down to choices, but people are choosing to speak up about bad products. And as always, people have been doing reviews on good products. So, find somebody you trust and listen to what they say. And they may recommend a good product that you think is bad, and they may recommend a bad product that you think is good. But you then have an option to listen to them. So, yes, so that's where today started from. It was just something I saw online, and I thought, I'm really proud people are starting to do this. And when I have products that I think are not great, well, I'll be doing the same now as well. Some change of pace. I have nearly hit 500 members in my Business Automation 101. If you haven't joined yet, please drop over and ask to join and answer the 3 simple questions. Big things are happening in the background, and I'm doing really well, and I'm seeing other people do really well. And share your successes with me, post them in the Business Automation group, post them on the links below. That's been my Facebook Live for today. Tomorrow I'll be talking about the fact that I am so close to 500 members in my group, and a challenge that I'm going to be bringing up. Thank you everybody who's been watching and listening today, and I will catch you in the next video. See you all, everybody. Bye.